Peace to all the gods and the earths. Word is bond. Assalamu alaikum. I want to give to you all my knowledge. Well, let me rephrase that. I want to give to you all my high vibrations, my high frequencies, my positive energy. And I want to just build today on a few things because this topic is constantly on my mind, but it's really been a lot more. I've been thinking about a lot more than ever. And I'm not sure if if I talked about it on this channel, but I need to. This is very what I'm passionate about. But I hope everybody is having a very great day, making a good use of their time, and properly planning to prevent poor performance. So today, I just want to build on going out and doing for self. That's going to be the center of this video. And I'll tie it into today's mathematics also, but I just need to really speak about this. But hopefully y'all been drinking water, y'all been building positive, and in turn doing that will allow no room for the negative, unrighteous things to flourish that will suffocate and have no room to even exist. So don't go in with the destroy mentality, go in with the build mentality. But yes, I want to build on a few things today. I want to say peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum to all the gods and the earths. But yes, recently I've been gaining lots of understanding. I've been elevating my understanding to crazy proportions and stuff. Because for a lot of my videos, I talk about some things and all that, or I don't know, just for me personally, I've been at a certain level, but I've been watching many YouTube videos. I do not have an enlightenment, so I must do the best job that I can to understand knowledge of self. Because I have a book with all the lessons in it, but what a lot of people struggle with is they really just go on face value on what the lessons say, but they don't try to go and decipher the lessons and go deeper and figure out an understanding. Because, and also before I keep going, as I said, I don't know all of my lessons. I haven't gained full understanding of all of 120 and the rest of the lessons, and so I can't speak about all of them. And that's why I must go out and do for self first before I try to, be a teacher and stuff. So, but for the time being, I'm going to tell y'all what I already know, the things I do know. I might not know everything, but I'll teach you what I do know to be true and exact and righteous. But I'm not going to speak on the things which I don't know or I'm unsure of, because I don't want to accidentally mix falsehood with truth, which is a very important thing. But let me go back to what I was talking about. What a lot of people struggle with mathematics is, or at least what I struggled with for a while, and I was able to identify that within myself through the help of multiple YouTube videos. And I'll put these YouTube channels because they can do a lot better job of me for the time being of explaining, certain things and giving knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But I'm finna try to, well, not giving it to you, but presenting the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And then it's up to you. You have the responsibility of doing it. Nobody but Allah and yourself can do it. Can give you understanding and knowledge of self. You have, and Allah's way of doing that is through you. So Allah does His work through man. I don't believe in no mystery God. The true and living God is the black man, right? But let me go back to how people struggle with mathematics, or how at least I struggled, and how it's been presented to me that some people struggle with. So I want to build on this for a second. But knowledge of self, that's a lifelong journey. It isn't just something that you always are going to be building. And I've always talked about this and stuff. I don't know in my YouTube videos, but people a lot of the times aren't able to look into the deeper aspect. They just go on the face value of things, and that's what people struggle with. But that's why we have to look and go deeper within it. And I'm trying to remember what I was trying to talk about pertaining to this, but anyways, today, whatever the foundation of this video, what it's centered around, is to go out and do for self, and how we do that, and what doing for self even means. Because I just want to say this right now, I want to tell y'all everything I know. I still need to go out and learn, but what I already know for right now, I'm going to tell y'all. So how can we expect that these devils These people who've been enslaving you to go and do the things that we want for ourselves, you know. We want freedom, justice, and equality, but why would a race of people who are made to oppose you and not give it, the person who's been enslaving you this whole time and keeping you from that, why would they give that to you? That makes no sense. That's why we must get it for ourselves. Us as black people as a whole, the so-called American Negro, we've been standing here saying, oh, we want this, we want that. They're not going to give this to us. We have to do this for ourselves. I'm telling y'all, we have to do this for ourselves. We're the only one who is capable of doing it. No other people are going to do this for us. They can just destroy us down. They're not going to build us back up. And they're keeping us on that low vibrational way of thinking, saying, I need you to do this. No, we need ourselves to do this. Just like knowledge of self. This is us. You know, I can give you the forward knowledge. I can speak the wise words, because when you look at knowledge and wisdom, if knowledge is to know, such as the sun is the foundation of the solar system, that the Asiatic black man is the foundation of his family. Knowledge is to look, listen, and observe. Look at those three words. So knowledge, you know, first off, you can't be speaking. You have to learn first. You got to sit there and study. And then wisdom is a wise word spoken by the wise man. Wisdom is a manifestation of the foundation, which is the knowledge. And with that, you know, just building on one aspect of what that means, not full or the deepest aspect, but just one of the aspects which I've noticed recently is, if knowledge is look, listen, and observe, wisdom is the wise words which you have spoken. So you got to sit down and study something and then speak upon it, adding that commentary, helping you decipher and really look, you know, saying things that you know, because words have a lot of power. They have emotions attached to them which say things, you know. That's why you can make up a disease or a mental disorder, and then by you saying, you couldn't even have it, you could say it and you can, those effects, because your brain is the head center of your whole body. That's when eating one meal a day, if you're not thinking the right thoughts, you're not going to have the benefits. If you're thinking you're hungry, you're going to start losing weight and feeling hungry all the time because of your thoughts. Just like it is if you think, oh, I'm so fat. This shit's going to happen. You can die just because your body thinks that shit. That's how powerful your mind is. But let's go back to this wisdom, you know, knowledge and wisdom. And then understanding is the final product of the two and stuff. So you're able to look, listen, and observe, and then you're able to speak on it. And then after the fact, you can combine the two so that you already know how to initiate the two processes and start them, right? And then when you have that understanding, that's both of them, both aspects working together. You've achieved equality, right? And how does this go in doing for self? Who was the person doing it? Was somebody else coming to you? No, you were actively listening, actively observing, actively taking in what was said. And then you were able to speak on that, right? And after you spoke upon that, you can combine the two together, which is understanding. Those are the two fuels about how you can draw a picture within your head. And I'm saying this, you know, I'm using the surface level words of this to kind of show anybody who maybe was in my same position, just, you know, how to kind of attach certain things so that you can keep going deeper and deeper. But we must do for ourselves. That's Allah's way of saving us. When we say Allah's going to save us, we don't mean some person is going to come through the clouds and do something for us. No, we're that person who's doing it. Allah does his work through man. We're the true and living God, the black man. Us as black people, we're the people who are going to save us. We can't expect these devils, this government full of 10%ers who are the 10%. They're not full of them. They are the 10%ers, you know. They're the poor. They're the rich slave makers of the poor. And us as civilized people, that's our duty, is to bring this knowledge to save us. You know, we want for ourselves what we want for others. I don't just want to be up here knowing all this stuff. I want all my brothers and sisters to be up here. All of us gods and us earths. I want all of us, the black nation, to know this stuff. That's what I'm trying to learn, you know. But I can't just sit here and learn. The type of person I am, I want to tell you at least what I've learned so far. I'm not going to try to speak on stuff I don't know. It's like me trying to speak on the 1 to 40. I haven't got to that. I haven't even got to the student enrollment. I've read both of them because when I was first presented with it, you know, I found a book which contained each and every single one of the lessons. and stuff, and then I just read all through of it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm a 5%er. But no, I did not truly have any clue. And for years, not for years, but for a while, I was just, content with that. But then I went back and studied it, and it started really going through it and shit. Because the way the book was presented to you is supposed to teach you the way that the author of the book, was taught by Clarence 13X. So it says, study these lessons until you can recite them by heart. And I'm like, well, I have to do that. Yeah, I kind of skipped over that part. So then I went back to the beginning and started doing that. And then I was able to recite them off heart, cool. But I didn't know what they meant. I was just like, yeah, knowledge is the foundation of the da-da-da-da-da-da. That's not bullshit. It's real. But you have to use that to dig deeper and see what the true understanding of that means. And that's where a lot of people mess up on. They think it's just being able to say things off heart. It's being able to know what they mean, and then also being able to teach them. And this is why I'm trying to kind of help myself, so that once I do, I'll be able to know how to get the right grasp and be the right teacher and stuff. But yeah, that's a very important thing. And also right now, I'm kind of having trouble articulating my thoughts and stuff. Because when I'm by myself, I can think this, and that. But then speaking it, I'm trying to work on my equality so that I can teach as well as I can, learn. But what I'm really trying to say is that we have to go deeper within the aspects. And what does that mean? Basically, we have to manifest all of these things. And let me give you an example which I use all the time. Rule or ruler. R. Rule is a standard regulation of law set to govern a group of people in a kingdom. Ruler is the one who sets forth the law. Ruler is the one who sets forth the laws. And I'm kind of jumbled up right now. Let me think. Rule or ruler. Rule is the standard regulation or law set to govern a group of people in the kingdom. Ruler is one who sets forth the law in order to govern the land in which his family exists. Okay, got my thoughts out. And on the surface level, that may seem as okay if you own a whole bunch of land with a kingdom and a colony on it, all of that. This is how you need to do that. But no, what it really means, or how my understanding, how I see it, because everyone has a different understanding. Just like in a circle, cipher, 360 degrees. I might see it from this degree. You might see it from that degree. She is gonna see it from other degrees. But this is how I see it. Right? That's just applying. You can apply this to anything. That's why it's knowledge of self, and that's why Islam is infinite and mathematics is infinite, because you can keep doing it. And that's why knowledge of self is so valuable, because you know who you are, where you come from, and how to do things and do for self in the most efficient way possible. Because I can take knowledge, the knowledge degree, the first degree, and then figure out how to apply that to any situation ever. Right? That's why we need to go deeper. That's why it's so important. But let me get back to this, what I take away from rule or ruler, which I believe is number 14. Because number 13, no, number 17, R. Rule, no, number 17 is queen. Number 18, I'm tweaking. But let me go back to this. What I take away from this is really taking charge and taking the responsibility and the initiative to go out and do for self. And you have to be the god of your own body, right? The ruler of your own life. So you're not going to let other people's thoughts dictate your own feelings about yourself. You're not going to let the devil scare you, because once you fully submit to the will of Allah, which is Islam, he is rewarded you by taking away all scariness, made you fearless, taking away all grief, made you a contempt person, right? So you're no longer afraid and no longer trying to appease the devil and fit into his civilization. You might say some shit, people gonna be mad. Even your own black people might be mad about that. They might be like, hey, but you're not gonna worry about that, because the truth will prevail. And we've been made so deaf, dumb, and blind that we reject the truth. We're like, well, this ain't come from a white person. You may not say that, but deep down, that's what's embedded within us as the so-called American Negro. That's why we need Islam. It provides salvation. And I'll go into that because all of this ties into today's mathematics. For ruler, you got to be the person, you're the ruler of your own life. I'll give you another example. And I've used this same example a lot and stuff. And that was really the first example which was made apparent to me, the deeper aspects of, because my name is Emir, or Supreme Tutor Master. Emir is Arabic for ruler. So I had to change my name. I school and stuff, obviously, it's school, I gotta use my real name. But, if you ask me my name, I'm gonna say Emir, because Emir is a righteous name, which will be recognized by Allah. That's why we must all. But Emir X, which is unknown. But Emir means ruler in Arabic, or it means master, or king, or commander. But I chose it because of the fact that it was ruler. And I chose it before I even knew the supreme alphabet like that. But then once I went back in it, I just chose it because it looked cool. I didn't know shit about Islam. But then when I was studying, my first time truly studying, not just reading through it and cool, but studying, trying to understand it, ruler, that shit stuck out to me. I seen that, and it showed it. That was one of the first things I truly understood the deeper aspects of. I didn't really know how to talk about it, but that's why I used it so much. But let me go back. You're not gonna let a random person come into your house, kick off your shoes, start drinking out your refrigerator and shit. No, that's your house, And just, I forgot which lesson it was, but the only way to get over a man in his own house is to evict him. Other than that, it's his house. So you gotta treat this. Your life is your kingdom, which your family exists. And you can also treat your family like this, And not that, but that's just how you work with your family. If you have a family, you're gonna govern the place where they exist. You're not gonna let a random person come in off the streets and mess around with your family. No, you're not gonna let your family be in an ungoverned place. You're gonna have certain rules and regulations which help felicitate. So I don't know what the word is, but help regulate the flow. You're not. Why would you take your family and throw them into a whole bunch of craziness? No, you're gonna make sure that they're in a safe and sound place, in a place with rule and law, right, and righteousness. You're not just gonna take your family and throw them in the middle of a I don't know, corner on the block with a whole bunch of random niggas around. Nah, you're gonna put them into a safe and sound house, which, because a house has a structure. It has walls which protect you from the wind. It has walls which protect you from the elements. It has, all the necessities of life, which you have to provide. And again, with equality, I don't mean just clothing them, giving them food and everything like that. I mean actually giving them that clothing from unawareness, that truth from the that food from the tree of life, that truth, right? And that shelter from the devilish negativity. But anyways, that's kind of what that means. And this video is getting pretty long, but let's build on today's mathematics a little bit. Today's mathematics is number 4. And number 4 is culture or freedom. Culture is your way of life, the way you present and carry yourself. I, self, Lord, and Master is our culture. Freedom, is for you from free. My fault, I'm fucking burping. Excuse me. But let me rephrase myself. Let me restate this. Culture or freedom. Culture is your way of life. The way you present and carry yourself is your culture. I, self, Lord, and Master is our culture, which is Islam. Freedom is to free you from all the lies and the wickedness of the devil's civilization. So that is what it is. Because first, before anything, I want to actually get an understanding of what the question is, or define what it is. In this case, define what lesson it is. Not just say the names of them, but say the entire lesson. So what does that mean? Well, first is culture, and then is freedom. And if our culture is Islam, which is freedom, justice, and equality, and look in there, it says, I, self, Lord, and Master. Number 13, M. Master is one who possesses 360 degrees of pure mathematics and brings about understanding. Or no, number 13, M. Master, one who has the supreme power to know and understand. He possesses 360 degrees of pure mathematics and brings about understanding. And I, self, Lord, and Master. When we look into self or savior, self is who is a black man, woman, or child. Savior is the one who has the power to take you from the depths of hell, out of this world of devilish men, and into the kingdom of God. I think I said that wrong, but you get the gist. I'm trying to go through this quick. But basically, what I take out of that is self is savior. That's Allah's way of saving you. By you actually going up and getting to do for self. Because a lot of people want to say things and blame it on other people, but you are in control of your own life. You have to do these things. And then going back to Master, you have 360 degrees of pure mathematics, which is a full cipher. You've surrounded your entire life and you of pure mathematics, which allows no room for falsehood. You're not cutting and mixing anything in between. So how does self and master tie in to culture? Well, just as I'm stressing to y'all, which is very important, we have to do for self. It's the only way we can get anywhere, right? Our culture makes you go for self. In order to truly be a part of our culture, which is Islam, which Islam is entire submission to the will of Allah, and also it's freedom, justice, and equality, which the sun, the moon, and the stars represent. And basically, then that's how you save yourself, and that's how you become free, because you can't enslave a man who knows the truth. That's why they hide it from you. Because freedom is free from all lies and the wickedness and the devil's civilization. That's dismounting all that shit from yourself, taking it off your chest, taking it out of your way of life, the way you speak, the way you talk and eat, and overall live. Right. But yes, going back to culture, that's you doing for self. Because knowledge of self is a lifelong journey. It isn't just something you up and get. Knowledge of self is like, because a cipher, that's a full rotation, just like the earth rotates on its axis and everything rotates around the sun and shit. So a full rotation is that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You come full circle. You've gone from knowledge, you've looked, listened, been a content person, and now you're speaking upon it, going through it. And then once you're done, which is the final product, or, after that, you can combine the two. And then that's made understanding. And that's one full cipher. And how I say it's your full life. It's like a whole string with a whole bunch of circles on it. You go through one circle, you've done that, and now you have the know-how to get through. And then you're going through life, and there's still, you're never gonna know. It's not just one and done, you're over. No. Because even after you gain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from all of your lessons and derive the best parts, which is refinement. And that's what it's doing. It's taking the best parts from knowledge and the best parts from understand of wisdom and putting them together. And that is understanding. That's why it is the best part of mathematics. Mathematics consists of those three things. Right. And also I want to build on equality, because not only is it mentally as well as physically, it's wanting for other people what you want for yourself. That's why it's one for all for one type stuff for us. I don't want to just have my knowledge of self. I want all of us black folks across America to have this and have the know-how. That's why I started this video where we must go out and do for self. No one's going to save us. No one's going to do this. And these people who are asking it to do it is stupid. It's like asking a slave master to give you what you deserve. No, he's a slave master. He's a wicked, uncivilized devil. That's not what he's about. And we got to realize this, because this is black people. We want to talk about revolution, but most of us aren't ready for revolution. We want to talk about that, but we don't want to put the action in. That's why equality comes into play. We have to do it thoughts as well as actions, mentally as well as physically, as well as spiritually, as well as emotionally, on all aspects, economically and politically. Wanting for your brother and your sister what you want for yourself. Just like with a relationship. You need equality within that. Y'all need to be on both aspects. Y'all can't be fulfilling one aspect and not fulfilling the other, or else it's gonna tip over. And you also want the same stuff for your woman, or the woman wants the same stuff for the man that they want for themselves. Because in a relationship, it's kind of like refinement. I know it's not today's mathematics, but I'm using that as a example. So, and in order to come into a successful relationship, you got to have your own, and she has to have her own. And what does that mean? Well, y'all have to be, very good, and self-dependent. That doesn't mean you can't use another person's stuff. I don't want to use the word use, but, I don't mean it in that negative context. I mean it in the context of, y'all are both coming together and building, Y'all can't be dependent upon each other for building. You have to come in to build and do that for yourself, because you're already a great person. And, like Queen, number 17, Q, Queen is a black woman who's drawn up to her fullest equality. She's been able to, that shows once a black woman has been able to do one thing in each aspect, refine them. Refining is a process of extracting the best part of something. So once you've been able to boil something down, like, you're boiling a syrup down, or a liquid down into a syrup, they want to extract the sweetness out of it. So they boil it down to its best part. So once you've been able to take all aspects, once a black woman has been able to take all aspects and draw the best part, she's in turn made herself a queen. You know, because the original woman is the Asiatic black woman. She's the queen of the planet Earth, Allah's most prized possession and the most beautiful thing to exist. You know, and once she's been able to take the best part, she's been able to make herself like that. You know, and then same with us, we got to make ourselves the best part. So when we step into a relationship, we can't be having problems and stuff like that, trying to tank another person down. Then they're going to leave us and we're going to harm them. But if we come into them with our best parts, then you can start building and refining your skills. You know, refinement is clothing you wear. That's clothing you from unawareness. You can't be properly clothed if you're exposed. If you have holes in your clothes, you're wearing all this and that, you know, you're gonna be exposed. So if you have proper clothing, it's gonna be made out of the best material, right? So that's why the material of the relationships, you know, y'all are both coming in there very good, and then you come and start building, you know, within the relationship and putting both of your skills together, you know, the triangle of life, man, woman, child. Y'all start both building your skills together. So you're already good before the relationship. Now you come together and you in turn make each other, because you want the same that you want for her that you want for you. She wants the same for you that she wants for herself, right? That in turn makes y'all twice as better than you were before, uplifting yourself in a way that can only be achieved through that. And then when y'all decide to keep building and make it a child, that child ends up being twice as good as yourself. So you came in right here, you and she came in right here. Y'all elevated these stuff, so y'all jumped twice as much. Y'all doubled y'all shit, and then you doubled again, which would be quadrupled, and made a child, which is better than you. And because that's all the best parts, because you've refined all of your own qualities, and she's refined all of her own qualities, and y'all made a child, and then y'all taught that child, you know, how to be so great and stuff like that, and how to live a proper way of life. Because the children are the future of our civilization. That's why it's the most important part. That's why they made the black woman watch her man being tortured and beaten when she was pregnant, because the fear she had was transtilled into the baby. That's why we must protect our black women at all costs and uplift them and be positive, respect them, and do all things that are good, true, and righteous, and also teach her what we've taught ourselves, you know. So that's all the shit I wanted to build upon. And then going back to today's mathematics, it all has to do with going out and doing for self. This is a very long video. I'm gonna wrap it up pretty quickly, but the takeaway from this video, if you didn't listen to a goddamn thing I said, go out and do for self. Don't expect anyone to do for you. That's not how we're meant to survive. And also, we need to end all the beefs and shit between us. We can't be out here disrespecting each other, beating each other down, killing each other. Too much of us have died and been down. And this is nothing new. This has been happening, but this needs to stop, right? We can't make it anywhere acting like this. And if you need to, you know, hit me up and shit, and I can send you pictures of these mathematics, and I can send you to these YouTube channels, because, you know, I still need to learn for myself. But I want y'all to be at the same place I'm at, and even higher. I want us as black people to all move up, but none of this is going to happen if we don't go and do for ourselves. Stop being, oh, why haven't you given me this? Why haven't you given me that? That's not going to answer a single thing. They're not going to give you this. These white folks, these devils don't love you. These 10%ers don't fucking love you. They're not going to give you shit. I'm going to tell you like this. So go out and do for self. That's how the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us. You know, and everything he taught us came straight from the mouth of Allah. That's how Clarence 13X taught us. That's why the foundation of Islam is knowledge of self. Once you're able to know and understand self, that's why love is the highest elevation of understanding. We must do this with love. You know, you can't, that's why, like, hell, love, or right. Hell is love is the highest elevation of understanding. Hell is the trick knowledge, right, is to be exact. That's why if you don't understand something, you still love it, is you've been tricked. That's that trick knowledge, trickology that's been instilled with you and the devil. Because we don't know who the devil is. We've been made deaf, dumb, and blind. We don't know who the devil is, right? We've been tricked into loving them. And love, it's not real love. It's trick knowledge, which is hell. It's a state of mind and also a state of being, because equality. And That's why love is the highest elevation of understanding. And right is to be exact. You've exactly identified something, because you can't love something unless you know what it is. I can say, oh, I love this, but nigga, I don't know what the fuck it is. It could be nothing. That's why, hell, that's that state of mind. That's that trick knowledge. You've been tricked into doing that shit from trickology. But yes, you must go and do for self. Peace to all the gods on the earth. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. I want to say peace and blessings to everybody. I want to praise Allah. Allahu Akbar. Allah is the most greatest and most highest. I want to tell y'all, don't believe in no mystery God. You know, you don't believe in no spooks and no mystery God. As Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, true and living God is the Asiatic black man. I want to say peace to all the gods on the earth. Again, I want to say keep building positive and allow no room for negative, and go out and do for self. And truly, and don't just go and be truly followed by some, or go truly follow some, easily be swayed by some shit. Hold your own and go and do your own research. Peace to all the gods on the earth's word is bond. I love all of us as the black family. All of y'all out there, I got love for you. You know, I still got to go and do out for myself and learn this stuff. But once I do, I'm going to be teaching y'all as much as I can and learning along the way also. Because no matter where you at, you still got more to advance from. Peace to all the gods in the earth's word is bond. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.